Okay, I don't know what happened before. I don't know if the stream was still going for anyone, but for me it was not. Which is annoying. I have no idea what I was talking about. I was talking about anime and that, but is there only one dark brown thing on here? I guess so. I don't want to do. Ooh, there's a pin in you. That's not good. I found that. Bad. I don't know what I was talking about. Give me things to talk about. Oh god, I love watching people make fursuits. That's weird. It always puts me in the mood to make a fursuit, and then I'll start making a fursuit, and then I'll hate it. Wait, why did I do this? Like, for instance, right now, I'm like, why did I choose such a complicated design? Beats me. I should do this more efficiently. For any of y'all that are American and old enough to vote, did you vote today? I didn't. I'm the scum of America. I didn't register in time, but also it's too much anxiety for me. No thanks, not for me. I'm 40 now, too young to vote. What? You've been noticed by senpai. Don't call me senpai, that's gross. Where can I get that shirt, LOL? Salty Crew? Any PacSun or Zoomies? No. Where did I get this? Not PacSun, not Zoomies. The other one. Tilly's. That one. Where are my good scissors? These are not good scissors anymore. Where are they? I was just using them. Oh, they're there. These actually used to be my bad scissors until I accidentally I accidentally was cutting and there was a pin and I cut the pin. And now I don't know if you can hear it. No, you probably can't, but there's like a little dent in these scissors right here that makes them super dull. Uh-oh, I feel like I'm gonna get a bloody nose. I feel like you can smell blood. You know what I mean? Probably not. I feel like I get bloody noses while I stream a lot, which is very inconvenient. I might be wrong though. I may have never gotten one on stream. At least not over here. I know I've gotten them on stream on Instagram before. For a fact, I know I should have gotten one. But I don't know about over here. Okay, that's kind of... Your grandma has the same scissors. Which ones? Everyone has these scissors. These are Fiskars. They're like really good. These used to be my fabric scissors. I used to, I don't know if you can see, but these used to be my foam scissors and these used to be my fabric scissors. Now it's the other way around because these ones suck now. These ones are fabric scissors. There's someone's zip code on my desk. I treat my desk like it's paper, and I don't recommend that, but I do. Let's see. song stuck in my head, because I use TikTok, and I'm ashamed of it, but I use it. I have no idea what I was just saying. Oh, there's an audio on there that people use a lot. It's a Minecraft song. It's stuck in my head right now. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. What are people saying? Do you have double joint? Do you have thumb double jointed push to thumb back? That's not. Where do you sell it? Instagram? Yes. Okay. I've said this a billion times. Don't cut fur with scissors unless you know what you're doing, or else you'll ruin the fur. Like there's an ant on my leg and I want to die. Oh no, it's the fur taking me. Where do you sell your suits and how much do you sell them for? I sell them on Instagram, like I just said, and it differs from suit to suit. It depends on what it comes with. If it's just the head, I don't know. If it's partial, I don't know. This one in particular is going to be around $1,200. It's going to be head, hands, sleeves, and tail. And if you say that's too much, then don't buy it. My prices are my prices for a reason. Where do you get supplies? Actually, a bunch of different places. Joann's, online, wherever I can find them. I realize that you can't see what I'm doing, and I apologize for that. Let me try and angle this so you can see what I'm doing. Wait, my phone. Let's use a glue stick. Oh, kinda. Okay. Yeah, that works. I'm doing this. I'm cutting out fur. Shave some fur, and then probably gonna sew some fur. Probably not. I'll probably cut out all the fur and then finish there for tonight. It's a lot of work. Uh-oh. I knew that was gonna happen. I don't want to throw these out because I'm scared I'm gonna lose something, but I'm gonna throw them out. I guess now let's do the red, because that's the second least Look at this red fur. It's so pretty and it's so nice. I use this on Premade. Oh, blasphemous! Why did I do this? Do you see this? Why would I do such a thing? Oh, you know what? This was back. Circles? No! That was recent. No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been. Was there circles on Jen? No, there wasn't. This must have been back when I first used this fur. Why would I cut it out like that? Oh my god, that's infuriating. Don't cut. Did you sell Bruno? No, I didn't. Don't cut fur like this. Oh my god, I'm appalled at myself. I'm Jake Paul'd at myself. I'm sorry. I've made that joke before. Okay. Let's, oh, that's the wrong Shrikey. Slipping. Is Fursuit making easy? Yeah. It's just time consuming. Which makes me hate it. But I love it at the same time. I would really, really love to be a full-time Fursuit banker, but no one commissions me, so I can't do that. This is 9, 10. If I were to make 2 Premades a month, I could technically live. I could live pretty well. I wouldn't really have disposable income. But also, sometimes it takes a couple months to sell a Premade. So, ideally, if I made 2 Premades a month and they sold for what I wanted them to, and they sold right away, I could do this full time. But since that doesn't happen, I can't. Ooh, this first tough. Don't do what I'm doing. This is not ideal. I just don't care about this fur so much. What am I listening? I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. The furry fandom is absolute trash. I agree. Someone asked if the fursuit had what? Oh, it's fur. Someone asked if the fursuit head was hard, not soft. It's completely soft. Let me just demonstrate. It's really soft. If it's a resin head, it's gonna be hard, but this is a foam head. From the amount of bulking up in glue, it's a little bit harder, but it's still like I mean the nose is completely squished with tolerant, but it's foam. It's squishy. Ooh, this fur sheds badly. Yucky. I hate short pile furs for that reason. They shed horribly, like, because they don't shed in clumps like long fur does. I really like the color palette of this duder. This is brown, red, and green. He's olive green, not just green. I feel like I don't see olive green on suits enough. Says the person with a suit that has olive green on him. And he used to be predominantly on olive green, but now he's not. He's just predominantly emerald green. I also just have an excess of green fur for making him. I'm an excess of fur from everything I've made. So I was dumb, and for my last suit, I ordered the same kind of fur twice because I thought I lost it, but I didn't, and so now I have just a ton of extra gray fur, which is a pain, waste of money. And the worst thing is, I cut out of both yards of it. So it's not like I could have like saved one, like, oh, it's brand new uncut. No, because I cut one of them up. I'm stupid. At least I have some backup fur. I don't need backup fur though. I have so much fur. I mean, y'all have seen my fur hoard, right? And that's not even all of it. I have a bag of it down there as well, full of scraps and fleece and the likes. I have too much that I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it works like for when I want to make pre-mades, but a lot of the times, like, I usually just do black and white and then an accent color because it's the easiest thing to do. Which I gotta stop doing that, but it's like I feel like I find it hard to make color combinations with the weird assortment of colors I have. Like I have this red, I have a different red. I have light pink, neon pink, and bubblegum pink. I have dark brown, light brown, turquoise blue. I have black and white, like mixed. I have white, black. I have, did I say sparkly blue? Did I say yellow? I think I did. I have 2 different kinds of gray. 3 different kinds of gray. I have the emerald green, I have that ticked green, I have neon yellow, I have a different kind of black, I have the olive green. I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, I have that curly stuff up there. It's to me, it just feels like a really weird assortment. Oh, I have the green, not green, not turquoise. What color would that be? It's like dark teal. I have that somewhere. So you have a collection of rainbows then? No, because I don't have orange. I've never had orange fur in my life. But I will be getting orange fur soon at some point, next time I have money, which will be when I sell this guy. Because I plan on making a Kurama fursuit, which is QB or Ninetales. And then I want to get a Naruto cosplay to wear with him. So I'm not going to make him a full suit. I'm probably going to make him like paws that go up to here, and then like feet paws that go up to my knees. And then I can't decide if I want to do Shippuden Naruto or if I want to do Boruto Naruto. So like Hokage Naruto or 16-year-old Naruto. But I'm going to wear one of those with Kurama, which I'm excited for. Or if somewhere there's a Ninetales mode, a Naruto cosplay. I'd probably get that, because that seems most appropriate. And I wanna, it's a little ambitious, but I wanna give him glowing eyes. Which I was going to do resin it first, but that's expensive, and I don't have the money for resin. Like I was gonna make buy a resin base for him, but I feel like that's what everyone does, and I want to make him in my style, and make him like big and snarly like this, but not quite like this stylized. Make him, you know, more Kurama. A Matatabi fursuit would be cool too, which is Two Tails, which is the tiger. She's cool. I like that design a lot. Okay, that's all the red cut out. I guess let's use green. Which, this is the green color. I love it so much. It's such a nice color. It's like, and this is like a different olive green than the one used to be. It used to be more yellowy, which I liked that olive better, but this one's so nice as well. It's just such a soft olive color. And I have a buttload of this because when I made a full suit, I was like, oh, I gotta buy a buttload of this because I gotta cover my giant body. But I didn't have to, I probably could have gotten away with just a yard of it. But I'm stupid, so I wasted a lot of money. What are people saying? I don't think anything, but yeah, no one's saying anything, so that's cool. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Okay. I don't know what to talk about. Give me things to talk about so I can be interesting. Usually I say that and then I figure something out myself. Oh, actually, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I have a YouTube video that will be coming out at some point. I feel like I said that last stream, but it's true. I filmed something and I just have to edit it, but I've been really lazy with editing it because I want it to be funny, and I am more energetic in it than usual, I feel. My sass levels are turned up to 11, but actually, I made that video because I was so angry at TikTok because I saw these furries making videos being like, when you can't come out to your family as a furry, and it's like, it's a hobby. That's what the video is about. It's why you don't have to come out as a furry. It's a hobby. Like, why would you need to come out? Like, I understand why a parent wouldn't want their child being furry, especially with the representation the media has, or that you might spend all your money. That's why my parents don't like that I do it, because I spend all my money. I mean, they don't care that I do that I'm a furry, but you know, if they weren't to like something about it, it would be the fact that I spend thousands of dollars on it. And then it ruins my sleep schedule as well because I stay up all night working on suits sometimes. But like, it's just be a furry. Who cares? Like, if you're so concerned with getting hate online or that your parents care, then just don't be a furry. You know, it's not, you know, you choose to be a furry. You're not born furry. And if you're going to argue that, then that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, but it's not, like, gender or whatever. It's not, it's like how you're not born a knitter, you're not born an artist, although people would argue that, you know, people are born artists. Like, yeah, there's born talent, natural born talent, but anyone could start drawing if they wanted to, call themselves an artist. Anyone can throw some paint on a canvas, call it art. Like, people need to stop caring about things so much. I just don't understand why people care so much. Emotions elude me sometimes. 6? Huh? Oh, it's the eyebrow. All of the green pieces up until this one were all like, they were 17, 18, and 19, so when I hit 6, I got confused. These will be, no, only the eyebrow will be shaved. Huh? What happened? Weird. 6. Okay. I'm gonna cut these out. Oh, pain. I apologize if people are saying anything. I don't think anyone has. Unfortunately, also. But I'm focusing on this right now. Sometimes I just can't. Ooh, that would feel bad. Sometimes I just can't multitask. Actually, all the time I can't multitask. I feel like people who multitask are liars when they say, "Oh, I'm such a good multitasker." Like, no, you're good at putting one thing down and then going to do the other thing while, you know, you're waiting for something on the first thing to, I don't know, cure whatever. I don't know. People are liars. Oops, I probably shouldn't have done that. Whoopsie. Actually, no, we're fine. Let's see, what are people saying to me? Talk about third world problems. You think I know about that? Well, have you thought about making a video on how to make different types of fursuit heads? I don't know how to make different types of fursuit heads. What makes you think that I have the expertise to teach other people? That's like one thing I'll never do is tutorials, because I don't know how to make fursuits. I just do it, and that's why I don't give tips. I don't give advice on fursuit making, because if I could do it all on my own without looking anything up, then you can too. But that being said, there's also lots of amazing tutorials online. The only time I actually looked up a tutorial is how to attach resin claws to fur, because I thought there was a bigger process than just gluing them on, but there's not. And about the third world problem, I'm actually so inept in politics that I don't know any current events. I actually don't know any of the propositions on that's being voted on today. Don't know anything. First world problems. I definitely could talk about those. I live in the first world. And Starbucks runs out of pumpkin spice lattes. Fun fact, like the only drink I'll get at Starbucks is a passion tea sweetened with lemonade. It's so good. But it's like $2 for a venti. No, it's like $2.95, I think. What is it like? I feel like first world problems is such a meme. Like, I don't even know what to say. I remember after my psychology teacher took like random students to India just because he wanted to go to India, and he got it funded by the school by saying like, oh, it's a trip to see how other people live. I didn't go because I didn't want to be on a plane for like 24 hours, but because I'm terrified of planes first off, but like yeah. I had a friend who went to India, and afterward, like after she came back, she like would say all the time like, oh, like don't complain about that. The people in India were laying like in their own sewage, and it's like, okay, but we live in rich people town, California, USA, so I'm gonna complain about it. Like says the one that was complaining about it being too cold when it was 60 degrees before she went to India. Like what? Like I hate when people are like that. Like it's so double standardy. Like don't complain about something and then just because you went on, you know, a trip to where people are less fortunate doesn't mean you now are all righteous and can judge other people for, you know, having, you know, a better life than what those people did. What is this? Why did I do that? I also had a friend who was such like a gross SJW, social justice warrior, that when I was like, we were sitting in our other friend's like room, and I was like, wow, I got big thighs. She goes, no, you don't. And I was like, yes, I do. She goes, no, they don't have to be if you don't want to love your body. And I was like, okay, I don't care what my thighs look like, but it's objective that they're big. She keeps saying, no, they don't have to be. Like, man, it's like, oh, shut up. She was so annoying. I ended up dropping her because she got like, she would get like weirdly touchy, and it was to the point where it was like, it was just too uncomfortable. I mean, my other friend agreed as well. Like, I remember because we worked at Target together, me and the other friend, and she was operator, which is like the person like in the clothing department who answers the phone, but also will reorganize like dressing rooms and all that stuff and all the clothes back there. Someone's smoking weed outside. But I remember I got off and then I went to talk to her, and I was like, we need to get rid of Katie. She goes, oh no, I agree. I was gonna text you about that today. And just like that, we dropped her. And then she actually started hanging out with another friend that worked with us at Target. And then, and I would warn her about Katie, and she goes, no, Katie's great. And then like a week later, she goes, I hate Katie. It's like, I warned you. She would just get very detailed about her personal life, and it was like, about stuff that, you know, we didn't need to know. Don't do that. Don't overshare. It's gross. No one cares. I guess that's what I'm doing right now, but I'm trying to entertain, even though that's not an entertaining story. Katie's are not to be trusted. I agree. Oh my god, you know what? You know what sucks? Speaking of Katie's, I used to work at PetSmart, and the only like good coworker I had there was named Katie. She was pretty cool. But her friend killed himself. And the same day she found out, she came into work anyway because she needed the money, and I was like, you're so dumb, you should have stayed home. But I didn't know. Wow, they're really smoking out there, huh? But I was like, I was morning shift, so I was there at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever. I was there really early. She was my mid shift, so she came in at like 10 or 11, or 9 or 10. And I remember I was like, I'm here for a full shift, because I usually only had half shifts, but I was there a full shift, so I was there a full 8 hours. I was like, oh, I'm here for a full shift, like, I want to kill myself. And she looked at me, and she like had the worst look on her face, like, she had bags under her eyes, and then she just started welling up, and then she started sobbing, and I was like, like, Katie, are you okay? She goes, can you please not make jokes like that? Like, I know you're usually doing it's okay, but my friend killed himself last night. I was like, Katie, why are you here? And then she goes, no, it's okay, I'm fine. And she, like, pulled herself together, and then she went into the back, and then over the walkie, like, I hear sobbing again. She goes, there's a hamster dead back here. Can you come deal with it? Because I can't. And I was like, Katie, go home. And she didn't go home. She goes, I need the money. I was like, Katie! I felt so bad. She was like, I could have done so much. And I was like, no, don't do that. Like, in the end, there's nothing that you could have done, you know, in the moment. Like, you didn't know that, you know, he was gonna do that. I just felt so bad for making that joke. It's like the same time where when I worked at the movie theater after the Thomas fire, I was like, oh, there's finally no smoke here. Like, and the man, like, the one person I tried to make small talk with about the fire, was like, oh, finally the smoke's clearing up out here. He goes, yeah, my house burned down. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, oh my god, I'm so I didn't know what to do. I was like, here's your popcorn, leave. Like, of all the people I could have made small talk with about the fire, it just happened to be someone who had their house burned down. Of course it was. So I stopped making small talk with people. Funny enough, that job is most of the reason I started to become a social recluse. I dealt with so many people, and it was just too much. And because I didn't go out, being at home most of the time and then going that, it was like a shock. And so when I left, it was just, you know, I was like, okay, no more. I just need to have no one forever. And here we are, months and months later. I'm actually quite happy being a recluse. Like, it sounds counterproductive, but it's better for me, I feel. Like, at the same time, I'm not a productive person whatsoever, but for my mental health, it feels better, which, I don't know. Probably gonna finish cutting these green pieces out and then stop because my back's starting to hurt. And that's usually a good indication that I should stop working. Also, I'm really dehydrated. Should probably drink some water. People said anything? Probably not. Nope. Little labor on pieces to do tomorrow. I've made a lot of progress on this head today. It's surprising because usually I take forever. Like, between the foam base stage and the cutting first stage, it usually takes like 2 weeks. But I made this foam base all today. I reattached the ears last, or not last, but like while I'm doing the hood, so they can be wiggly. Ow! Confirm that. I just pushed it more. But oh god, I see it. Oh god. Oh, it's on my eyelash. Ooh. Oh god. Okay, I think I got it. But, what was I saying? I don't know. Oh, I've made lots of progress, and I'm proud of myself. Probably once I cut out all the fur, though, it's just gonna sit here for a couple weeks, because it's like, I mean, once I get the face furred, it's like, it's pretty much like downhill from there, like, it's easy. But it's just like this process. The foam base making process, which I went into like a trance, and then it just was done when I woke up. the foam base making process, and then this part, the cutting fur, shaving fur, and sewing fur. That's like the worst part. And usually when I make pre-mades that I plan on having multiple parts for, I usually make the parts first, and then I do the head, because then I'm, because usually I get lazy and I just finish the head and sell the head, even though I could get a lot more money out of it if I finished all the parts. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sew the face all together, and I'll do all that. Come back up here because I'm gonna end the stream in a bit. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to like sew this all together and not glue it on, and then do all the parts, and then yeah. What are people saying? Sorry for bothering, but I have a question. My friend wants to get more experience for building fursuit heads. They asked me if she could make me one for $20 for a foam base. I mean, if she wants that to be your prices, then do you sew these on machine? I don't sew on machine. I hand sew everything. I don't know anything about sewing machines. Yeah, hand sew everything. And I'm proud of my stitching. It's strong. It's durable. These ain't gonna come off. You can't see stitching on the outside. These are hidden stitches as well. This is sewn on. Actually, you can kind of see it if I pull the fur away. My stitching on the inside is good and strong. I'm not ever worried about my stitching breaking. Yeah, hands everything. But about the foam base, I mean, foam is expensive. So if she wants to charge you that, then sure. It depends. For me, it depends on the quality of the base. See, if someone commissioned me for this, and like say with the ears, if the ears were on and better than this, because these are just test ears. But say, and pretend it has both ears on. Say if someone commissioned me for this, I would charge them probably close to $300, probably $250, $275 around there. Because with this one, it has a very complex shape, I guess. And the pickable nose goes 2 ways. I charge more for pickable noses because they're a pain to make. They're not, but they're a pain at the same time. Plus these lines, but that's just my prices because, for me, foam bases are I like them, but they're also such a pain to make because they make such a mess. So it's a really subjective thing from person to person, how much they want to charge, So I don't have a good answer for that. So yeah, I really like this head. I'm excited to finish it. I'm really in love with the shape of it. It's something I've never done before. I'm really scared to how these will turn out though once I fur it. We'll just have to see. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. I think this is the shortest stream I've ever done. But I'm tired and my back hurts, so we're gonna end the stream. I hope everyone enjoyed watching. I'll probably stream again at some point when I'm working on this suit again, because I'm sure y'all would like to see that. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Bye.